See you
All
later.
right. See you later. And then we can immediately jump to the last session of today, or at least of this session room. And it's a session coming from Anderson Jose Echil. I really hope that I pronounced that correctly, Anderson. If not, then please, please shoot me right away. And he will have a session about how to work with new Mautic UI resources. And just to give you a little bit of an idea who Anderson is, Anderson is working at Dropsolid as a marketing automation specialist. And in the last year, he was also working with Mautic, especially focusing on improvements for the UX and UI section of the tool, which what I think is a very, very, very important job. Especially like talking from experience, coming from other open source communities, the UX and UI improvements are really a crucial part for the success of the whole tool, from my point of view. And what else is there to say? So he is basically working for over 4 years now, um, creating brands and developing websites and also internal tools. Um, for companies in Brazil, which is where he is located, where he is based, and there's some more in terms of data analysis capabilities coming from Anderson. So he's like a toolbox having a variety of different skills. And yeah, I would like to welcome him on stage, and please give it up for Anderson. There you are.
So hi there again.
Hi, Anderson. The stage is yours.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I will share my screen. So, okay, let's talk about how to work with the new resources we have in Mautic. This session will be more about how developers can work with these resources to create a customized version of Mautic, focused specifically in changing the colors while we are still building and planning how to make the interface entirely customizable. So I'm going to skip my presentation since he already uh, told a lot about me. So basically today I want to show you a bit about what are tokens, how they change your life, some of these features, and how to create a branded Mautic. So okay, let's start thinking about what are tokens. Tokens are kind of bridges to connect technical resources with the final platform we want to deliver for marketers. So perhaps in an easier way to think, developers know that when we are creating a platform, we have on the technical side to use a lot of different packages, sometimes to create only one functionality. But then the user is expecting to come to Mautic and use it as one experience, the marketing automation app, instead of, for example, dealing with different behaviors and looks and just a different experience with all each of the pieces that were just combined together. So this image expresses the idea how without tokens things can be similar, like okay, things can be fields, for example, but some of them have a blue shadow that others don't have, and there you go. Just get something completely different in the end. But with tokens, we can just align everything to ensure that, yeah, people will have a consistent interface with expected behaviors for literally everything they interact with. So using tokens can help us to develop better interfaces much faster and make the final result be really nicer than if we didn't have it. So just something that looks unified, professional, consistent, and polished. And that's possible when we use what we call subsets. They are just groups of CSS variables we can use to basically create or cover all scenarios regarding colors in the UI. This is the face of a subset. They basically are prepared to handle different states, like hover or active when you are clicking on something. So they ensure that you have these different variations to provide a better system feedback for the user, provide intuitive workflows, and finally, a better user experience in general. So let's complicate a bit more. What if you want a customized version of Mautic for your company or customers? Right now, companies are used to create plugins or find other ways to customize the platform, but these tries tend to go really, really wrong. They they don't always work. Uh, Sometimes it generates a really awful version of Mautic with bugs and hover states that just gets in a completely different color than it should be. But uh, thinking about the developer side, that's something that really consumes a lot of time. Devs want to create features or fix bugs that, okay, Mautic has bugs. Clients see bugs every week, and we have to fix them. But having to handle even the interface customization, that's something really, really hard. So this concept of Brand Center would aim to provide developers an experience where just changing a few lines of code and basically rolling the entire platform to be just perfectly fine with no more efforts. So how to customize? We have a file called tokens.less. Basically, all you have to do is open the file, paste the hexadecimal code of the brand primary and secondary colors, then run a command to compile these changes. So yeah, there you go. It's ready, simply ready to use in production with all hover effects in appropriate colors, matching the brand, even if your brand has more than one color, and finally featuring a dark mode. So, okay, it looks like we have a bit of time and everyone wants to know what happens with the backend. So, okay, I will tell just a bit about what happens effectively behind the scenes. So basically, based on the defined colors, the primary secondary colors, the compiler will generate increasingly lighter and darker colors for use for example, over active states anyway. Then this entire palette will be converted into CSS variables, so we can use in real time with JavaScript code later, and yeah, make a dark theme work, basically. Okay, so this entire palette will be associated with the subsets, just distributed inside them. And finally, these subsets will align with components to generate the final colors across the entire interface. So thank you for your attention. That's the work I have been doing in Mautic.
I am running. 1 second.
Okay, no pressure.
There we go. There we go. Thank you, Anderson, for your session. Thank you so much. Give it up for Anderson, everybody. And since we are a little bit better on time, I will give you a couple of more minutes to write stuff into the chat if you have any further questions regarding Anderson. If not, please, of course, have in mind that we can meet always later in the lounge area and shoot questions at Anderson for his impressive work. And yeah, if there's nothing else from your side, from the audience side, then thank you to all of the three speakers. Thank you for your insights and for your sessions. And it was a pleasure being your track lead for this session. And I really wish you a splendid rest of the Mautic Conference Global in 2024. Thank you so much. And for me, it's 10 p.m. in the evening, so the day has an end, but there's another day coming up of the Mautic Conference Global starting tomorrow. So I really hope that we see each other again tomorrow for the rest of the amazing sessions coming up. So thank you, everybody, and see you later.